Hello and welcome into Check Please. This is our weekly visit into DC Prime where we talk about the game with the guys that played it best. I'm Julie Donaldson, and joining me tonight is none other than the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot, and Santana Moss, number 8 to the 9. Gentlemen, we're transitioning into the new week, which means the Atlanta Falcons, but let's just take a pause for a second and talk about what happened up in Buffalo. And it was a game that I thought many people would like to just burn the film and not have to even worry about it.
Hey, first of all, put your drinks up to this game, because that game made me drink. You know what I'm saying? When I got home from the post game, made me drink. All right, but that's the type of tape that Coach Rivera can get and weaponize. Like, they don't really get on us when we go out and ball out. You can't weaponize that tape.
Well, you learn from your mistakes, but he also did say, what did we learn from the first few games that led us to this point?
Well, I think at the end of the day, what you learn is you got inconsistencies. You got inconsistencies on the defensive line right now, so you got to ask, why aren't they on the same page? You got inconsistencies on the offensive line. You got to say why we can run sometime, but we can't run when we need to, or pass when we want to. So at the end of the day, I think he wants everybody to start to play consistently. I think that's his big thing.
I think it's going to be a lot of different parts that they can look at and say we can learn from, the offense, some of the mistakes, the defense. Defensively, what bothers me a little bit is, we talk about the defensive front so much, but on every level, there's mistakes. So if it was just the guys up front, then we can say, okay, we can rest assured that the guys in the back going to hold up. But no, those guys are out of whack. So it's so much stuff that's going on within 3 weeks already. You can just say, look here, it's either we're stressing or pressing, or we're not teaching you guys the right thing.
Are we thinking too much?
Or we're thinking too much.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with youth, you're going to tend to have these situations, especially when they was kind of get beaten on their chest all season long.
They
talking
play
about what they did.
That's the maturity Coach Rivera was talking about, right? Is this what we're seeing, or?
I'm hoping that's the problem right now, because when you have a guy in Chase Young who, I'm pretty sure he had better seasons than he had last year. Yeah, it was a great season for your first start in the NFL, but he done way more than that. But to come into this season,
Montez in that line underperforming to what you would expect from them?
Would you have to say what's going on? I can't. If I'm not in the locker room, if I'm not in the defensive meeting room, I can't say this is the problem.
Yeah.
All I can say is when I'm watching film, instead of just letting loose, it seems like they're thinking their way through a process and none of them getting anything done. It ain't like somebody got 5 sacks and everybody else got none. It's like they're all behind stat-wise.
So people want to know, this was supposed to be the strength of the team. And it seems like we went backwards. Now, granted, the Buffalo Bills are a legit team.
Yeah.
And they just clicked. They're supposed to be in the Super Bowl. If they don't, then Buffalo fans are going to be going crazy. So we knew it was going to be a big measuring stick. But from what you're seeing, you're a defensive guy. You played against so many different defenses. Is it broken? Is it panic time, do you think? How do you get it together?
It's not broken at all. They just need to get on the same page. But guess what? Bullies get beat up too.
Yeah.
All right? And see, we was the underdog last year. Now they came in as the bully this year. All right? And when you the bully, people come up with ways to kick you back. All right? They're not going to just let you kick you. All right? At the end of the day, I think they need to adjust. All right? The fork just can't beat you anymore. Teams are not letting it happen.
I say this. You got a bunch of guys on defense, a couple of new faces here and there. But then also, when you come to just seeing what these guys was able to do last year alone, there's so much film on them guys doing that.
Yes.
So these guys prepared all off season long saying, this is what they're going to bring. So they better show me something else in order for them to be successful against us, to beat us. And if they haven't shown that yet, then they know they have to get back to the drawing board and say, we have to be a little different because we shown this. You hear people saying that, well, I heard Coach Ron talk about chasing with his stutter stepping and doing. I don't know what you have to do to be efficient enough to go out there and sack the quarterback. But I know as a receiver, you had to have different releases. I couldn't come to Fred and give him the hesitation every time, knowing that he saw that before. So you have to kind of switch things up. And if they're not doing that enough, I'm pretty sure now within 3 games, they have enough of that to know that we got to be better or different.
All right, so they're breaking down this film, but they're also going to be looking ahead quickly on offense. You got Taylor Heineke. It's his first road game. It's his 4th start in the NFL.
It is.
And he was going up against a legit defense as well.
Yeah.
What more do you kind of want and need to see out of them as they prepare for Atlanta? Kind of what are they focusing on?
Offensively, I want to see them kind of cater to what Taylor Heineke can do more. I don't want to see Taylor Heinicke dropping back and trying to pick somebody apart from the pocket.
Not 40
That's not
times
his
a game.
thing.
Not 40 times a game.
That's not his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good with his legs, so therefore get him outside the pocket, on some rollouts here and there, and show the defenses something different. Also, you get those same guys that you got active in the game last week, active this week. We need to see a lot from 17. We need to see a lot from AG.
Taylor,
we need to see a lot from all our guys, because we can't rely on our quarterback to be the guy that we say, well, you have to run this accordingly to what we want you to do. Not what you're good at, but what we want you to do. You have to basically set your offense up so he can be efficient regardless of who we're facing, because one of the things I heard him say, he adjusted at halftime and said, well, scrap what they was telling me about sitting in the pocket. I'm going to take some of these lanes and run. He should have been doing that from the first start.
Yeah.
Take a bet. Those hidden yardage we can never get back.
Yeah.
I used to tell RG3, and I bring him up a lot, because it was at one point when he ran the offense accordingly to how they designed it for him.
Instead of just playing football.
And then he went away from it and said, look, I don't want to do this no more, because I want to be a Peyton Manning or Brady. That's not your game. Your game is to do what you can do in order for us to win. So he found out that I can't play what they want me to do. I have to play the game that was blessed for me or given to me.
That's why it's coaching. It's simply, it's paralysis by overanalysis. If you sit there and think about something too long, you'll think about it wrong. At the end of the day, that's what we're doing. Simplify the game plan.
Study wrong.
Hey, and let these guys play fast. Let them play fast on offense. Let them play fast on defense. The reason we're not playing fast on offense, like Santana said, this is what we envision we want to do. Yeah. But this is what we have to do. All right, quarterback waggles, play action. You know what that does to a cornerback?
He's one of the best in play action
Yeah.
for the short area that we did have.
But you have to establish the run for that to
Mm-hmm.
work. We won't respect that until you establish the run. And not only establish the run, you have to make sure at one point some level stopping their feet. If I want the D-line to stop their feet, I can make them stop it with play action, draws, or screens. If I want my defensive backs to stop their feet, just run the ball at us. We'll start to look in, and our eyes will start to gaze at the wrong place. But I think we got the right people. Are they all on the same page? That's the big question.
This is what's happening in the locker room. The guys are going to have to keep it cool. They're going to have to come together. Otherwise, it's a very long season, and we really have only just begun. Okay, so Santana's got himself some calamari.
Yes.
Fred's got himself some lobster bites. I've got some crab. Our dinner is well underway here at DC Prime. This is Check Please. We've talked enough about Buffalo. Time to move on. When we come back, we're going to talk about Atlanta and why it might be a revenge game for them because of their head coach.
And
We'll
for me.
explain when we come back.
For me too.
On the inside, a Honda SUV is comfortable and loaded with technology. But on the outside, a Honda SUV is rugged and built to take on any kind of road. Inside, outside. Hurry, these SUVs are selling fast. See your local Honda dealer today.
Right now, Hondas are going pretty fast. And if you want one, you should put your name on it before someone else does. New Hondas are on the way to your local Honda dealer. Reserve yours today.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away. All in exchange for a sip of coffee? Yeah. It's Black Rifle Coffee. Let's try some.
Later, loser!
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
It's about grit. It's about guts. It's about winning. It's about where we come from and what we can be. It's about DC and celebrating our football team. With the Washington football team scratcher from the DC Lottery, you can win up to $50,000, as well as some exciting second chance opportunities. And you can continue your winning experience at DCILottery.com.
This week on FanDuel Sportsbook, we're offering an exclusive odds boost to new customers. So you can turn
I like those odds.
into
I love those odds.
and Lil Dubs into Big Dubs. But it's only happening now. Make every moment more with FanDuel Sportsbook when you boost your odds right now.
Whew, you big, man.
New customers get exclusive 40-1 odds on any team to win their Week 1 matchup. Bet $5 to win $200.
We are back on Check Please. Julie Donaldson here with you at DC Prime, the best place for steaks and lobsters, by the way. We are thoroughly enjoying our appetizers. The main course is coming, though. I'm sitting here enjoying some conversation about the Washington football team and the upcoming contest against the Atlanta Falcons with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. No better ways to talk about this game. A little bit of DB and a little bit of WR.
Yeah.
And who, by the way, did you guys go up against each other a lot?
All the time in
classmates.
practice.
Yeah, I can say, and we classmates. We came out together in the 2001 class.
Okay.
Which Drew Brees just retired, making him the last out of our class.
last out of our class, yeah.
Last out of our class. So
And
we
he
came
kept
out
going.
together. Yeah, he kept
So
going.
that means y'all could have kept playing.
No, it couldn't. He's a quarterback. Like, our bodies, when you play wide receiver and cornerback, them Mondays are not fun. Like, Sundays we have a lot of fun, but Mondays,
I tell you, I got 14 years out of it. We all want more, but my body is thankful that I didn't.
Let's talk about Atlanta, and we're going to see a head coach that every Washington football fan should know pretty well, and actually you guys as well, Arthur Smith.
Yes.
This is his first year taking over in Atlanta, and the reason he should be familiar here is, of course, his dad, Fred Smith, was a part owner for the Washington football team. But really beyond that, and we'll get to what that might mean for him for this game personally, but he was your defensive quality control coach in 2007 and 2008.
yep,
Both of you were there during that time.
Yep.
What do you remember about him?
everything. I remember the fact that, first of all, Arthur Smith is the Chuck Norris of coaching. This guy came in with a silver spoon, took nothing from his dad. I did everything. Went to the military first, right after he left college. I was at Mississippi State. He was at Ole Miss. That's why when we got here, we were so close. And we used to talk all the time about his dad being a big fan. And we would talk all the time. I was like, well, why are you doing this? He started off the film guy. And he just kept on going. And quality technician. And then he went to linebacker coaching. Then he went to Tennessee and became the offensive coordinator. And then he went to 2 back-to-back championship games. So he earned everything that he got. We're not talking about a silver spoon in here.
Because a lot of people probably think that that's the only reason he got the job.
It's not. It's
They
not.
don't know his path.
He was definitely appreciative of what opportunities that we gave him, but he was a guy that deserved them. You know what I mean? Like, I knew nothing about him. You know, most of the times when you're in that locker room or in that building, you focus on what you know. And offensively, if you wasn't a part of the offense, some of those defense coaches you don't know.
You don't know. You don't have a
just know
relationship
him.
with him.
But I knew of him just because his dad
Right.
and just knowing that I'm sitting there watching him like, why are you here? You know what I mean?
You don't have to work. You can sit at home. Take that silver spoon.
Just be patient.
Exactly. Like,
Sit back, drink your wine,
why
enjoy
are you
life.
here? So that's what always was intriguing to me, just to see a guy with that drive and that commitment to come here, put these long hours in, and some of the jobs that he had here, you don't want those jobs.
Right.
You don't want to. They
Bottom
put
of the
more
barrel.
time in than anybody.
Did you know what he wanted to do ultimately?
Yeah, he told me from the
really?
door, I want to be a head coach. And then I was so shocked. I like, they got to be a dream come true for Arthur, because he was the offensive coordinator in Tennessee. He's Memphis area, like he's from that area. He's the vein of that area. So I was like, well, since you ain't gonna get the head coaching job there, Atlanta seemed like the best other choice for him.
What are you expecting from him as a head coach? And how much of a revenge game will this be for him?
Well, I know he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can give you. You know, I'm not sure what is going to be what he's telling his team right now leading into this game. Any team or any coach or person who's been in this, you know, been over here or playing against a team that they was once at, they're always going to have that in the back of their head. But folks don't come into the game wanting revenge. You know what I mean? You want to have a great outing.
Right.
So I know they want to come here and play well and look well, because that's better than just saying I want blood. You know?
I see revenge. I think
That's probably more in your blood than yours.
I like to feed into the narrative, right? Because it's always a good and a bad. I like to stay in the middle. I like to stay in the gray area. All right, here you go. Now, Santana, I think they're talking about it's a physical revenge beating us.
Yeah.
It's a mental revenge. I'm doing this for old Pops.
Yeah.
Not for me, because he enjoyed his time here.
Yeah.
He didn't leave with a tainted taste in his mouth. It's like, all right, what's the Smith conversation? I wish I could see the text line. You know what I'm saying? For good old dad, 30 minutes before the game. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I think that's the angle everybody's coming from.
Let's talk a little bit about what he has to work with. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice.
Matty Ice.
And Atlanta's been struggling as of late. You know, they're going through a reshape revision, trying to get everything together. They got my guy Kyle Pitts from the University of Florida tied in, but Matt Ryan is a perfect 5-0 against Washington. He still has the ability, and especially with Pitts and the guys out there, to beat you. What are you expecting our defense to be able to do? Is this a game they can get right and take advantage of the Falcons' woes to start?
I'm glad you asked me that because defensively, I'm expecting or I'm hoping that due to the fact that Matty Ice is going to sit in that pocket, he ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? He's basically
a statue.
Bingo. You know what I mean? Hopefully we have a chance to really tee off and get after him. Now, it's not going to be easy because dealing with him, with his 5-0 record, he had to be doing something in those days
to get the ball out of
Do you guys pay attention to those records, or does it even matter?
It comes across your mind because you hear it or you see it. You know what I mean? But it's not through the media. Yeah, it's not something that you basically, don't lose and sleep on. You know what I mean? But just knowing Matty Ice can throw the ball all around the field, you have to get after him because he can get it out quick. He can throw it long, and he's still one of, to me, the elite quarterbacks that they don't talk about enough. You know what I mean? So we have to go there with our minds, not on talking about this guy's not gonna move. So he might not say that. I'm a receiver. I watched the way the guy, get the ball out of his hands.
I know you like him, but I don't like him. No, I don't like him. Matty Ice water is what I call it. Down south, the dirty hosepipe water. That's what he tastes like. He hasn't played like Matty Ice since that fourth quarter of that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about him winning games. I'm talking about him completing balls.
Oh no, he's gonna get the stats.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now, he's completing 67% of them.
Because he's gonna get the ball out of his hand. He knows he's not a mobile quarterback. So
what's the trick? Because these quarterbacks, they know with our D-line, you've got to get it out quick.
Now the question is, can our D-line start to get their hands up? When you play against a guy like this, you're probably gonna have more tip balls than you are gonna have sacks. Well, guess what? When you start tipping them, he'll start holding them longer. Yeah. That's when you'll get your sacks.
You need the secondary to take away the option.
I need them to take the air out of the ball. I need them to simply press. I don't need you to go out there and win every down. I need you to make the quarterback go through 1 read, 2 read, 3 read, sack. That's the way it goes.
And then just knowing what we've been displaying from our linebackers. You just talked about the guy who they have at tight end from your school.
Kyle
Pitts. That's right there already. I'm losing sleep on that, just knowing that who are we going to line up again? We're going to have to put a corner or somebody, Cam Curl or something to come and play this guy because we can't rely on a linebacker or someone that doesn't have enough, agility to run with this guy. He can run with the best of them. He's like a receiver, in the 3-point stand. So we have to make sure that we have the right matchup when it comes to that guy. So that's what scares me. Just seeing teams getting a chance to see our defense for 3 weeks now. Yeah. And you can see guys stumbling over their feet out there in coverage.
The second level.
So
it's a copycat league.
So basically, if the Bills was a measuring stick, this game is what?
Sure. I mean, look here. First of all, everyone is talking about, this is Atlanta. It's no game in this league is easy.
That's easy, right?
Yeah.
Our main focus is we have a chance to be dominant this week.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I can't think about next quarter, the quarter after that. This game is the most important game, whether it's a must-win or not, because we had to dominate this game.
I know that is the message Coach is giving to his players. He wants to limit all distractions outside. He says, look, they got their butts whipped in every facet of the game, every level of it on offense and defense last week in Buffalo. But they have the opportunity to right the ship this week down in Atlanta. But as you said, Santana, you cannot look past any opponent. It doesn't matter what they are doing. You have to go out and earn every single win. And when we come back on Check Please, is this game a must-win? We'll discuss that next.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Hey man, we're back. We're back. Hey, you got any more of those fast plays?
Tons. Check them out.
Cool. Oh. You know what? We're gonna need a bunch of each.
A bunch.
Hey, thanks, bud.
Thanks, bud.
Fast Play is fast fun for everyone.
My peeps, look what I got! Hey, we'll play them on the ship.
The Maryland Lottery has lots of Fast Play games, and some have a progressive jackpot.
The modern world is a digital world. At home, at work, or on the go. We rely on data every day. Losing it can result in lost family photos, lost business, or even a lost job. Want to avoid these problems? You need cyber protection, where backup and cybersecurity meet. Only Acronis offers backup solutions that also stop ransomware before your files are damaged. It's easy, efficient, and secure cyber protection for all your data. Try Acronis free for 30 days. Go to acronis.com today for modern cyber protection.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class healthcare. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
My work has been viewed by 100 million people. My work helps save lives. My work has gone platinum. My work gives people hope. I work at FedEx.
Take your career to the next level with one of our many open positions.
Welcome back into Check Please, our weekly check-in at DC Prime, the best place for steak and lobsters. Julie Donaldson here with you, along with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. We talked about Buffalo, we've talked about Atlanta, but here's the big question, gentlemen. It's early in the season. It is just week 4. But could this be a must-win game for the team? Folks are kind of saying that.
That's fan language.
Yeah.
So players don't buy into that then?
Every game is a must-win. All 17 games. It ain't no time that we look at the schedule and say, that's a must-lose. This could be a must-lose. Like, we don't have a such thing. It's like, win, 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 win. We want to win them all. Now, and realistically, do we have in the back of our head, it's a chance we won't win them all? Yes, but they're all must-win games.
He said he hit it dead on the head. I think it's not a must-win game, but it's very important because this week, this is the only game we have.
Yeah.
So you want to actually win every week. That's our main focus. Our mentality each and every week is, let's be 1-0 this week. And I said that time and time again. And then when you look at the big picture, this is the end of this quarter. You know, we used to have 16 games where so you can break them up in 4 quarters. Now we have one extra
17,
game. But still, it's still a quarter. This is the last game of this quarter. Let's try to be 500 going into the second quarter.
So I think this is why folks kind of want to say it's a must-win. Atlanta is struggling. They don't have everything together. They're bottom of their division. And here's who you have coming up. Next opponents are the Saints, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Broncos, the Buccaneers, and the Panthers. That is a brutal
That's Halloween
stretch.
in itself.
Hey, first of all, it looks brutal because of the start of the season. I'm sorry. 2 of these 3-0 teams in 5 games from now be a 3-5.
Yeah.
All right? 2 of these 0-2 teams, 1-2 teams will be 4-2. 5-2. So what you see today is not how you're going to look at a team tomorrow. Yes, it looks hard. Yes, you look at it. Guess what? These rosters won't look the same in 3 weeks. It's going to be a person hurt here, a person hurt here. At the end of the day, adapt. And who looks good against each other? The Saints don't fit against us. All right, some of these teams don't fit well against us when the other teams do fit well against us. So it's all about fit week in and week out.
And just piggybacking off of that, you think about it. We're looking at names. We're looking at what these teams did. These teams did last year. Think about it. Let's just throw a name out. The Chiefs. They're 1-2 right now. You know, they sitting there like us. So we can't get caught up onto what they did before. It's about what have you done lately. You know what I mean?
You talk about rosters changing too. Curtis Samuel was back at practice. What would it mean to get him on the field?
It'd be great, and I want to speak on him because I remember week 1 when he first got out there and folks was watching. I'm watching him on tape, and I'm like, something's still bothering him. And then today, I can see that gate opening up a little more. See, I've dealt with those injuries, so I've been sitting here saying to myself, I can look at a guy run
all the time.
I can watch a guy body language and how he runs to know if he's comfortable to open up.
So we'll see if he's back for this game.
I'm loving that he's back.
We're not going to get more division games until much later in the season, but we've had our fair shot of being able to watch some of the division games. Those Cowboys.
It's scary.
They scare the heck out of me.
No, they don't.
Dan Quinn.
You like Dan Quinn defense.
Dan Quinn is getting that defense
They
in
went
line.
out there and they beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, but-
Okay. And I'm not giving you no props because you hung in there with the Super Bowl champ. Because if that's the case, we hung in there with the Super Bowl champ.
Fair
But
enough.
what are you talking about? At the end of the day, the Cowboys are doing what we thought they should do. If they're gonna play their offensive line 1-4 for their cap, they're gonna play Dak the rest of them. They got $1 million running back there, $1 million receiver over there, and a defense that didn't change. Now the question is, yes, rookie, you starting out quick. Can you sustain it for 17 games? That's gonna be the difference. And where y'all gonna be at on this team 5 games from
Are you
now?
talking about Micah Parsons?
No, I'm talking about the whole team in itself. Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, all the youngsters.
I thought you were talking about the rookie.
Yeah. Hey, but what happened when people stop
Although he
running
is
from
scary.
him and start running at him? That's the question.
I mean, I get it. Fred is a defensive guy, so yeah, you're talking defense with him, I would have to give him, the floor when it comes to that. But just me going up against Dan Quinn defense when he was over in Seattle, the first thing I said coming into this season is I remember the Cowboys every year we come into the season. They're supposed to be America's team.
They supposed to win the Super Bowl every year.
The one thing I've always said they missed was a defense. Like, they got on Romo for years. Romo hasn't got the job done. No, Romo he did his thing. Defensively, they always lay the egg. So now, coming to the season, I say, man, I'm going to pay close attention to this defense, how they're flying around. It's scary watching them. Now, I understand what he's saying. It's cool, first 2 games, first 3 games, whatever you want to say. But it's scary just seeing that they can look almost similar to the team that Dan Quinn coached in Seattle and a little bit from a couple of years in Atlanta. So I just don't want those guys to be looking like they look these past few games against us. I understand our division a little different, and we beat up on each other a little differently. Yeah. But who knows? We have to wait and see.
It's similar to meeting Miss America. You think you're finna date Miss America, then you find out she got a dead tooth in her mouth. It can change your whole outlook. That's what the Cowboys are. They are Miss America with a dead tooth in their mouth.
That is why we call him the mouth of the South. Nobody can put it into
got a
words
temperature tooth in
quite
there.
like that, but Fred Smoot.
Lord
Dinner
have mercy, man.
has obviously been served, and it is still being served. Our bellies are going to be full after this one. Hey, and hopefully, look, that's good. How is it cooked?
Medium, right at medium well, and it ain't from Texas, okay?
Mine's medium rare. That's the way you're supposed to eat a steak. For Fred Smoot, Santana Moss, I'm Julie Donaldson. Thanks so much for joining us on this conversation about what this team needs to get right, what conversations they're having in the locker room, and how they can learn from that tape and go up in Atlanta and come home with a dub.
Stay away from them dead
This has
teeth.
been Check Please. We'll see you next week.